All right, tell us about your experience.
I've found today completely fascinating. It's enchanting, really.
At the end, he was just able to chill. He literally like nearly fell asleep, I'm pretty sure, like with all the dogs around him, which is like mind-blowing.
It's not something that you ever see a trainer do or actually be like open and honest enough to actually explain.
Today's experience has been pretty speechless for me. Like, I don't have any words. Like, it's groundbreaking. I just didn't think it was possible. Like, I'm awesome.
Ready, wind out. Oh, she's fixing it with
Tom. Come on. All right, now we're off. Are you taking all the cat? Yeah, everything has to come out. What am I saying?
I have to say, the whole entourage, the team, everyone, the environment and the vibe that everyone brings to this training is absolutely mind-bogglingly incredible. Like, it's priceless.
We're gonna stop. And I'll tell you one more time. Back up.
Good morning, everyone. One more time. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Larry Davis. I'm Tom's father. I remember when he first started, his passion was no dogs euthanized. He wanted to save dogs' lives. His vision was in 3 words, and I bet you know the words. No. That was great. Do that again. No bad dogs. It's not so much training what's attached to the end of the leash, but training what holds the leash. His full name is Thomas James Davis, and he started early in his affinity and relationship with dogs. I don't know if you know this, but Tom actually studied wolves. He went to the mountains of Colorado multiple times, and he wanted to get some insight into how the dog works. So he went to the wolves to find out. I call him my son, and I'm proud of him. He's here for you and for your dog. So if you don't mind, let's get the hands. Let's give a big welcome to Tom Davis. Woo!
Good job, Dad. Did a lot of stuff.
So Harley is a Romanian rescue. He's about 3.5 years old. The worst thing is if somebody comes around the corner, then he just lunges. I now wear a belt around my waist and I attach the lead to that because he's yanked the lead out of my hand before and I'm not having it. So he's attached to me on a 10 or 12 foot lead all the time. If, for instance, here, if somebody was walking over there, that's trouble. And he'd be off and he'd be circling around them, barking. He's not bitten, but he's nipped. He's nipped at sort of like, yeah.
What would he do if he was on the leash and he saw that person?
So we could be chatting, he could be fine. You could step forward and he would say, that's enough. Yeah, so our objectives, first of all, understand where this behavior is coming from. What's underlying it? What do you think we can ultimately expect of Harley if we do all the right things?
Okay, I love that.
Because, you know, there are certain things he may never do. Lastly, is make the first steps on that road to, so when he turns up to when he's leaving, actually go, do you know what? That we can see a way through this.
Let them come in here, and then if you want to just get up and move a bit, when they come in, you can just walk over and then go back.
Harley.
Oh, he's muzzled, so we're good. Yeah, come on in. And then just walk around a bit. So we're working on reactivity to new dogs because we have a girlfriend. We have a couple dogs that we're cool with. We have stranger danger to people that are approaching and being, you know, normal stranger danger, I would say. So we're gonna be working on all the things that we worked on before with handling and relationship and trying to figure out the cues of this particular dog to figure out the things we need to do to optimize things. And just hang out right there. How many people other than you have handled him successfully?
We tried one time where during the training session, a lady who actually was a dog trainer, it was like a handoff. Mm-hmm. He went nuts. He just, whoa, no.
Okay, so let's try a handoff with him and I want to see how he does.
I mean, he's attached to this because This is the reality of how I walk him. He's ripped the lead out of my hand.
I'm gonna give that to you. You're gonna unclip your leash and you're gonna put mine on. So I'm just gonna come around here and we're just gonna do a handoff. Go ahead. Yep, and then you just walk away. So pointing out the obvious. Obviously this dog is very nervous, very fearful, very insecure. And I don't know necessarily in general, I'm just talking about right now, right here, this dog is not that happy with what's going on. There's gonna be certain dogs that come in that are really great in this environment that we really need to work on. And then as we progress in the seminar over the weekend, there's gonna be certain dogs that are only gonna really shine and show their true colors outside. So it's a little bit of a trial and error thing here. Again, my job isn't to say, oh my God, this dog is nervous, I have to change it. My job is to just state the obvious. Of course this dog is nervous. Of course this dog is insecure. Of course this body language is nothing that we'd want to see. We're shaking, we're nervous, we want to crawl into a hole and die. So these are all obvious things. So my objective here for him is to try to help him get out of that. So what I'm gonna do is, why don't you just sit down and I'm gonna just walk him out this door, and because if you're here, you and John are here, I am chopped liver. But if I walk outside and I'm like, hey, I have your leash, we really have no choice but to be cordial, if you will. Not friends, not friendly, not buddies, but at least like, hey, we're stuck on this island together type of stuff. But I'm just gonna walk this way and go outside for 30 seconds and then come back in. Yeah, baby. Tail came out a little bit outside. I'm gonna have you put the long line on. And then, yeah, just let him go there. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, that's Dad. I'm sitting next to Dad. Sorry, miss.
He's like, save me. Okay, buddy. Okay, come on. Good job. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so I'm gonna just try to get out this door. Good job, buddy. Oh, good job. Good job, buddy. Good job. Tail's out a little bit. Very good. Good man. So the long line helps me be not so conflicty with him, if that makes any sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep working this alley here. Good job, buddy. So building confidence through, I don't think, okay, maybe it's not so bad. So I'm gonna let him go to you and you guys just ignore him for me. Okay, good. So what I'm doing right here is I'm basically breaking down these walls of terror for him. There's a little bit of compulsion going on. Compulsion in dog training sometimes is looked at as like this very bad thing, and I think all of dog training to some extent involves compulsion, because compulsion, the definition of compulsion is basically not letting the dog do what they want to do against their will. And so if they see a ball and you had them on a leash and they want the ball and you hold them, that's compulsion. You're not letting them do that. So that word kind of gets mixed up in the politics of the dog world for whatever reason. And if we know what it is and we're educated about it, we know that, of course, that's normal. So I'm doing a little bit of compulsion to help him get out of his shell a little bit. So obviously if I said, hey, do you want to stay there for the rest of the weekend? He's like, yep, I'm good. He'll do that. What my job is I'm like, hey, why don't we walk out the door? So for my trainers in here, I'm giving him a really easy shot to get out of the room, but he has to go with me in order to accomplish that. So it's kind of like this, I don't really want to, but I will because I want to go out. So I'm trying to get, and then eventually my goal is to say, hey, come work with me and not add any pressure at all. In the beginning, I would say this dog's probably gonna be a 3 pressured dog. We're gonna give him pressure 3 times, and on the 4th time, he's gonna say, okay, fine. He could be completely opposite. He could go 10, 12. I'm just kind of reading what I'm seeing here. Harley, come. Come on. Come on. Come on, Harley, come on. Come on. So I just try to get as far away as I can. Let's go. Oh, yes, yes, good job. Good job, baby, come on. Yay, good job, Harley. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Good job, buddy, well done. So if we can help with the problem, which is his insecurity and his lack of confidence, then we can help with the reason why we're here, which is reactivity. So we could get him out and say, let's fire 16 dogs at him, and if he barks, we'll correct him. But it's not really getting to the core of why he's reactive, because he's a sweet dog. He's a lovely dog, he's nice, he's friendly, he just is insecure, he's nervous. So again, the external problem of the reactivity is happening because of what? The insecurity. So let's work on the insecurity to say, hey, you can make decisions by yourself. You're gonna be totally fine. Because right now he's looking at Will like, are you gonna kill me? Okay, I'm gonna let him go all the way to you. And again, just ignore him. I'm gonna stop for a second. Good. Actually, I can do one more. Harley, let's go. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Good job, buddy. Nice work. Nice work. Good job, Harley. Good. I'm gonna do this one more time. If he does good, we'll end it for him. Ooh, that's good. So for all my behavioral nerds in there, that is great. So you see that? He's like, are we gonna go with you again? Or are we gonna, that's huge. For him not to suck to mom and dad is huge. And again, mom and dad is, this has nothing to do with his reactivity, but it actually has everything to do with his reactivity. Harley, come on. Oh, yeah. Very good boy. Good job, buddy. Well done, good.
So your assessment of what he's currently doing is what? Is nervous?
100%. Nervous, insecure, doesn't know really what to do. And it doesn't help that he also doesn't have a lot of structure from you as far as what he can and can't do on the leash consecutively and consistently. So right now, if he's wrapped around your waist and he's kind of just like, get out of my way, he'll bite you, you know, it's not like he needs more structure. He probably needs like a nice slip collar, and we're out and we're keeping him in a position and we're not letting him, because I call it like fight or flight. It's a very common thing for people and for animals. And so he's the type of dog right now that if you put him into a situation that was out of control, which it is for him because he's not in control and he's not going to listen to what you have to say when there's a distraction, he's going to fight because he can't flee. Does that make sense? So he's just going into fight or flight mode because he just doesn't know what else to do. And then part of that is your relationship with him, because then he becomes protective. Like you've seen with all of the dogs that we've worked so far, lack of control will immediately instill insecurity into the dog, which then can stem into protectiveness and resource guarding and all that stuff. So yes.
So have we screwed up so far with this dog? Or it's just we haven't known what to do?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. You haven't screwed up. You can't screw something up that you didn't know how to do right. Good. Nice work, buddy. Good. I feel like, to me, this is what heaven would look like. Birds are chirping, sun feels good, blue skies, friends, family, dogs progressing, thinking, soaking, thinking.
Looking too closely. Looking too closely. No.
What's going on? Why are you here? What do you want to do? What are your goals?
My dog is reacting to stranger dogs. One day, immediately, like almost turned where they said, oh, she's gotten into a bit of a fight with a Labrador, and like she's growling other dogs in the crate, and it was just from night to day in the matter of like 2 weeks at that point.
Your biggest goal is leash reactivity to dogs that Lola doesn't know.
Yeah.
So let's just spend some time walking around here. I want you to, do you have like a heel command where, I know you're doing with me on your turns?
That's what I use. It's usually round here, but she's not very good at staying there for very long. She only stays there if she decides to have kind of, she needs to, sorry, I'm really bad. This is.
I know, it's a lot, it's okay. Everyone's here for you, right guys? Yeah. See?
Liars.
Support system. So you need like a good correction.
You need a really
for
good
snap her out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to the, do you have a break, like a free command? Okay, so let's okay her to the camera, and I want you to just slow down and walk towards me and see if you can keep her tight. And I just want to see
what do you mean?
So you're with me, your heel is in motion, right? So she's going to be walking at your left side in motion. I want you to try to do that from that camera to me.
With me.
Good, now slow down and stop. I'm checking engagement here. Ooh, that's good, that's good. So what I would do is choke up on your leash, fold it in half, and less is more with her, so don't give her as much room. If you give her the full leash, she'll take it. And then we're gonna do this again with your leash folded in half, and when you stop, I want you to check her before she gets past your legs. So right now, you're giving her the opportunity to walk past you, and that's what's causing her to go in front of you there. So come back.
Lola, with me.
Good, and then, yep, and then slow down. Just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, and stop. That's better. Walk forward a little bit. Boom, boom, keep her there. So stop. Good, so right now she's doing this. She's, as soon, you don't know what this is? What do you do here?
Sorry, okay.
No, so when, let me show you.
What do you want, the dog? Or
Yeah.
What do you, okay.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
No, I want your scarf. I'm not training this dog right now, I'm training her. So this doesn't mean anything, so I just want you to watch what I'm doing, okay? So when you're out and you're healing with her and you slow down, she is walking in front of you. And the reason why I took her from you just now is so you can listen. Because a lot of people, what they do is they're like half here and they're half here, and I want you to be all right here with me. When you're walking, you're giving her too much space, which is allowing her to progress forward. So when you stop, she's zoop.
Yeah, I actually have like a traffic leash that I use for like the street.
Yeah.
So it's only that big and she can't like.
Yeah, I would.
But I feel kind of like.
I don't want it to, yeah, and I don't want it to
all
be.
the time.
I don't want it to be she can't do it. I want her to just make a better decision.
With me.
Yeah, good. And then stop. Yeah, that's better. The goal right now, guys, is to have that dog stop. Yeah, that's good. Good. Yeah, that's good. So reward that if she looks at you and stop. Better. Good. Reward that. Yep. And an auto. Good. Break her out. Good. The engagement as she was walking forward was really nice. She started looking up. She started looking up. We stopped. She stopped with you. But what you have. Does anybody want to guess the things that I'm about to say to Kay as far as what I would have done a little bit differently or added to the mix? No wrong or right answers. Again, we are a team. We are a collective here. Anybody want to throw anything out? Okay, everyone's muted. Okay, so what I would have done differently is just add a little bit more reward there. Good, and stop. That was a good correction,
wasn't it?
but
Yeah,
it wasn't
I know.
necessary. Yes.
I know.
So but again, like
Sorry.
this is.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No bad dogs, right? Okay. So just remember, right when the dog does exactly what we're looking for, like we just got, timing is crucial, right? So when we talk about positive reinforcement and even positive punishment, the only way that any of those things make sense is if we time it properly.
She's very, very good once you practice. It's trying to find the opportunities to get into those scenarios to do that in life without people being freaked out. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing it. I want you to hang out right here. You're gonna meet Harley coming this way. I think right when you get to here, when you start seeing this dog, Lola, come. Okay, and then when she gets to you, pay her, and then carry on right back. Good. Go ahead, draw back. Yep, pay. Have your treat ready though. Have it ready. Yeah, keep going. Yep. Good. It was a lot.
Not ready.
No, you're good. But I wanted to show you what could happen.
Yeah.
That was really good though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she did great, but what was cool there is she started to look at him and she's like, oh, another one. And then your drawback, you said come, she's like, yeah, but. And then she's like, oh, my bad. And that's why we did that. You're gonna take your outside shoulder and you're gonna heel that way. Good. And then stay for you guys. Nice and relaxed over here. You got this. Just listen to what I say. Yep, good. Pager. Inside turn. Inside turn. Good. It's okay. Back this way, inside turn. Good. Stop, sit. Good. Yeah, that's okay, down. That's okay. All right, transportation 2. We have production successfully in the vehicle. We're ready to send it.
Why is he riding on the road?
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm fine.
You're supposed to put milk in it. Harley said you have to put milk in it.
And that's how we're gonna stay singing.
So my dog is called Draco. He's a male Doberman. He's 18 months old, yeah. So he's very reactive now.
To dogs or people?
To both, but
Okay.
definitely dogs. We also put him on a muzzle because we don't want him to do anything.
Yeah. Okay, so like leash reactivity is the biggest thing you'd say?
Yeah, and the problem is I can deal with it. Like we can deal with it walking him, but he also loves dogs. So we really want him to be able to get over this initial like, because he does have dog friends that he won't react with, but he's very rough with them, but is a very different kind of situation.
Okay.
Draco, come on. Good boy.
Let's just walk back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah. See that tail? Yep, just keep going, keep going. Yep, just keep walking. See? This dog is scoping the room for anybody that's gonna give him eye contact. He's like, who wants a piece of me? It's more, you're allowing him to be that way. When he comes in, he's like, all right, let's check the room here, okay. So again, like, make sure you're controlling that. So when you come into the room, you might check him a little bit and say, hey, what? Like, go ahead and walk towards the door and stop him and break him out on your terms. And just stop him before he comes in. Good. Now you walk forward and see what he does. Good. Do you have a stay? Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Good. Give him a break. We're gonna do this again. So this is again micro macro. Little picture, big picture. Go ahead and come in and then stop. And stay.
Stay.
Good. So hold the leash, because he's gonna walk with you.
Oh yeah.
Hold the leash, go to the end of your, hold him there. Good. Now just step forward a little bit more and keep him there. Good. Now break him through and we'll chat.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you guys were seeing this, but so do you feel like he knows it, or do you feel like it's?
No, I don't think he really knows it.
Okay.
He only knows like to stay in the crate when you open the door. He doesn't come out without you saying, but he doesn't know stay.
So we gotta start with boundaries. Okay, we gotta start with boundaries, because these are things that he's gonna start making mistakes on. So he's reactive, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna be reactive to some people, but mostly dogs.
Definitely dogs.
Okay.
People, it depends.
Really, I think the big thing is as he figures out that he can get away with shit, I think he's gonna start like pushing that envelope a little bit more. Do you have a place command? Bed? Cot?
We say place, but it's usually like a place mat. It's not really just like any place.
Right, but you have it?
The mat with me?
No. Do you have the command?
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need to work on your confidence.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's literally, I'm gonna do this, don't stop me. And so we have to start saying, no. We need some structure, we need some boundaries. And as you can tell, it's a little rocky right now, where I'm like, hey, does your dog know this?
Place. Good boy.
There you go. Good.
It's like how I say it to you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. That was very, very good. But again, these are the things I think people miss, and I understand this is kind of not a realistic environment for you, but understanding that the importance of rewarding your dog over trumps everything. Rewarding your dog is so important, but oftentimes people kind of overestimate the dangers of rewarding your dog too. Like you can really screw a dog up massively by doing reward systems wrong. Basically rewarding your dog at the right time or the wrong time.
Okay, Draco, place. Good boy.
Good. All right, stay. Nice.
Good boy.
Go and pay him in position.
Good boy. I can't find the chair.
Good, let's give him a little break. That was lovely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, get it, get it. Is he keeps peeking over at her like, are we gonna do this or not? And that's where the handler needs to, same thing with you. Back up, draw back, recall, draw back, recall. Drop the leash and draw back. Come. Yeah, good. Suck him away. Good, now back again. Yeah, heel. And then draw back, recall, draw back. Yes, pay. Good. Now back into a heel. Yep. Good, slow down over here, Sarah. You're making me dizzy. Keep going, draw back and recall. Come. Yes, good come. Good boy. Back into a heel. You just have to make sure that you're ahead of the game with him. The more you're ahead of him, the less reactivity he'll have just in general. My job right now, I think, is he's gonna be pretty good with the majority of dogs, but it's really gonna be predicated off of your handling. All right, guys, so now we're gonna do reality stuff. So the whole program and the whole seminar has been development, handler development, making sure these guys know what to do when they're in reality. So we're using this venue to our advantage because it's got all these different buildings, and we're gonna do this cross intersection. Hold on one second, sorry. We're gonna do this cross intersection, and we're gonna have these dogs kind of pass each other unexpectedly, and this is where the action's gonna happen, if it's going to. So we'll see how they do. I think they're gonna do fine, but that's what we're doing. Okay, you're good. Good job. Good. Cut that way. Side. Okay. Fall backwards. Big full shot with this jacket.
Oh, we're on it.
Holy smokes.
Holy shysters.
Oh, my ears.
It's one of yours.
Oh my God. Reporting live from the top of London, from elevator expert Frederick Polkwin, representing P-Flow out of Milwaukee, United States. Fred, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is it the development skills on this elevator?
Well, I find them quite intriguing because I actually find that moving people is fantastic. We don't move people, we only move material, so technically you wouldn't be allowed on this if it was our equipment.
Great. Now from the BBC back to MTV and ESPN, what would you say the biggest difference is between this and that?
That.
On a scale of 1 to 8.
I would say that.
All right, copy that.
We have a rescue from LA, Los Angeles. We got her when she was 5, pre-COVID. So we knew she was a bit aggressive from the shelter. We've had her about 2.5 years now.
So she's 7, right?
She's about, a little over 7 now. 8 in January.
What's her name?
Barley.
Love it.
She's a 14-pound Chihuahua mutt mix. When we first got her, we weren't allowed to have anyone in the house. She reacted towards every person. Since then, and with traveling across the world, has actually kind of calmed her down and kind of shown her that not everyone is dangerous to her. So she's not quite as reactive to people. She's never bit anyone. She has nipped. If someone gets in her face, she'll kind of lunge.
Sure, same.
And so she doesn't like when people come at her. She is, like I said, much better with people now. So if she smells you once and meets you 3 weeks from now, she'll probably still remember you, and so you're in a safe zone. If you're anyone new, she'll bark at you right away. And so we kind of steer her away from a lot of new people. In the park that we live across the street, she's very reactive towards other dogs. So
like everybody knows her. She's infamous at the park.
So is she reactive like on the leash or just off? Okay.
We've never been able to take her off leash without her kind of running towards a dog.
We did one time, and then she ran after a dog. Like she went through a fence to get to this dog. So
yeah.
She's pretty, relentless, I would say.
Yeah. So she reacts towards other dogs immediately. So what we do is we steer kind of away from them and kind of go the farthest way possible to avoid them. Smaller dogs, she's less offended by. Large dogs, she's incredibly reactive to. Like spins on her leash and goes kind of crazy. She has this inability to relax when she's out in public. So even if we're at the park and we're sitting and we're enjoying our day, she's looking around and needs to find.
Just chill.
Yeah.
She's always like, her head's always on a swivel, and she's like, any noise, any movement.
Yeah.
Like, and she's pretty tiny, so like people try to pet her, which is like the worst idea because she'll lunge for them. So.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to understand that being around other dogs are not going to harm her, and I think that's where her trauma comes from.
We don't know what she went through, but where we got the shelter that we got her from told us that she had been surrendered twice.
Yeah.
So I feel like she has a pretty traumatic past. It's obvious.
My LA friend.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, there we go. Get it. I'm gonna just switch to a slip leash real quick. This bark and this thing that I'm seeing comes from having a small dog, and we were talking obviously yesterday, and these guys sometimes can avoid the situation by picking the dog up, which sometimes is the safest thing to do. And again, I don't care what you do with your dog. It doesn't matter to me at all. So you could pick your dog up and whatever, but sometimes it can affect the mental state of the dog's mind, right? So what I'm seeing here, walk right towards me. Good, and we'll just stop. The camera's a big thing. So we're getting a dog that's kind of, what I'm reading right now is kind of like bossy. I've gotten away with it. What are you gonna do about it? Also, I'm kind of terrified. And lack of accountability. So you're not gonna do anything if I bark, so therefore I don't know it's wrong. Also, I'm just gonna bark because I don't really know what else to do. So there's a mixture of things going on, but I think that if we were to just hold the dog accountable, so right now it's kind of like the conversation I have with a lot of dog owners. My dog is doing X, Y, and Z. We don't like these things. It makes our lives sucky. It makes the dog's life sucky. It makes the people around us have a sucky environment as well. And so the question I would ask in this environment is like, what have we done to communicate to the dog that it's not appropriate? How have we told the dog that what they're doing is not okay? And in this case, it's from right here, it's nothing, right? So the dog goes, "What are you looking at?" And it's like, "Oh, let's come over here." "And what are you looking at?" "No, let's go over here." And it becomes this kind of like next thing, right? So what we have to do is we'll start correcting that behavior. And a correction, guys, and again, being in a different country and different things going on, and I know some people had come from different countries as well. I think correction is, again, one of those naughty words that people are like, ooh. You're driving your car. You go over here and it goes brrrr, and you do this, that's a correction. So you're taking something that's not right, that could potentially be dangerous, very dangerous, and you're correcting that. And so when a dog comes out and they go bark, react, the dog is stressed. They don't feel like they can do that, right? They feel like, I gotta handle this situation. And if we don't assertively do anything effective, right? So again, so the next question usually comes, well, what's effective? That point doesn't matter to me. There's certain things historically in the dog training world that help us as far as tools go to communicate those things, but I don't care what you use. You can clap, you can spray bottle, you can whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. So let's say that I was a kid and this was a bottle of milk and I came over here to dump it on Kev like this, and mom and dad would then come over and say, "What are you doing?" We're correcting that. We're saying, "You can't, what are you doing? That's not where milk goes," right? And I say this because some people have not a clear understanding of what a correction is. And that's what it is your kid comes over with hot chocolate and is gonna go dump it on their brother or sister, and as a parent, as a aunt, maybe just as a stranger, you might go, "Oh, what are you doing? Stop that." And you immediately correct it. And then they go, "Well, that's not good." You say, "No, we drink hot chocolate." "But I want to know." That's what a correction is. It's that simple. And we're using the harness for leave it.
Yeah.
That's our, okay. So.
Now she sees Ashley, so
yeah.
she wants to go.
Let's take that slip, pull it all the way up behind the ears. So again, that's it, right? We have a 15-pound dog, or something kilo dog, and she's like, "I'm out of here." It's like, okay. So it's like, I want to make this decision, and we're like, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, what else? You want to drive the car? What are you going to do?" Right? So we have to make sure we're like, "Whoa, okay, let me see that."
Shush.
Okay.
I have her muzzle too, if you want me to put
I'm
her
okay
muzzle
with
on.
it. Okay. What
She has little teeth, but she's extremely food motivated, like extremely. So.
In my butt. Look at that tail. Okay. Show me what she's got. Tune her up.
Come on, let's go. Good girl.
Slow down and stop.
Stop. We say wait for stop.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This is a dog that I can take. So again, it's not about the dog, it's about what I'm doing. So watch what I do. So what you need to do is just be a little bit more direct. So what do you want? You want to say heel?
We say come and then wait if we want her to.
So do you have a command for walk nicely at my left side?
No, not really.
Okay, we're gonna start with that.
Okay.
Because again, if we don't want our dogs to pull, if we don't want our dogs to react, we have to start with the very basics. So we're gonna start with heel. So this is the introduction of heel, okay? So heel. Good heel. Nice. Good heel. Yes, good heel. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. Good. So did you see that pressure? So when she goes, "Hey, I'm going there," and I just flick my wrist and she goes, "What?" Like it's horsemanship, right? Where she's like, "I gotta go." So again, the reason why she's reactive is because we're not holding her accountable, okay? And that's what just happened. Good heel. So right now she's nodding, hello. Good. So we're gonna do introduction to engagement plus leash pressure plus heel all in one here. Good, nice. Good, heel. Good, nice. Good heel, heel. Good, loose leash. Pay attention to the leash, pay attention to my body. She's used to just doing whatever she wants. Yes, good. Nice work. Nice work. Good. Yes, good. Sit. Good sit.
But not really.
Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good, leave it. Nice. Leave it. Leave it. Good, leave it. Good, that was perfect. Leave it. Yes, good, leave it. Good, can you get up again? Okay, that's good. Leave it. Yeah, okay, break. All right, so we're gonna work on a couple different things. The choking, I don't love. I wanna switch her to like a prong collar because of that.
That was one of the questions that I had. We just haven't been able to find one that fits her neck correctly.
Luckily, my friends over in Germany make a very nice small little prong collar. This is gonna be really cool. So this is one of those situations when I talked about before about being fair, holding dogs accountable. This is a dog that's kind of like, screw you. I don't like you. Don't get up again. This isn't a dog that's like, oh shit. This isn't Harley. This is the dog is like, don't walk in my space, guy. Right? It's like, how dare you? This is a dog that's like, get out of here. So this is where, she's like, I don't like you. I'm like, how about a treat? I love you. So she's just kind of being bratty, right? Can we all agree, like, this is a dog that's like, you breathe the same air as me and I don't want you to. I want you to leave. And she just doesn't know what to do. And so I'm correcting her for this. So the timing of the corrections were on. So again, we had somebody walk in and it was just that. And I said, leave it. She didn't care about that correction. So the punishment was like, if you're like, hey, I'm gonna do something you don't want me to do. And I'm like, well, this is what's gonna happen. You're like, I don't care. I have to evolve to other things. The other thing is it's not safe for her sustainably to be corrected from the slip because of how much, for a dog like this, it should be very, very minimal pop. It shouldn't be anything hard. And so we're gonna use the prong collar to distribute that pressure a little bit more evenly. When do you decide to move to different pieces of equipment? Like when I'm popping her and she's kind of like, bleh, she's kind of choking. Some dogs have different sensitivity levels. We talked about this earlier over here, I think, yeah, with like when to give a dog pressure and when not to. I want to make this very clear. We have a very short time together, but
I think she does need it all the time.
Right. We have a very, very short amount of time together to make things to a point. And if I can use things to make it safer for the dog in that process, of course I'm going to do it. Do we have a guy that wants to get up maybe? Will, why don't you get up? You're kind of a bigger guy. Good. Leave it. That's good, that's good. Oh, so sensitive. Okay, right back again. Yes, good girl. Okay, back again. Good job. I was going to say something that some dogs who've never felt pressure, we had a
She's
Shiba,
dramatic.
She's very dramatic.
She's very
but
dramatic.
I just wanted to point that out. We had a Shiba Inu last year that I told everybody, I go, guys, two things. We have a smaller dog that's never been punished in her whole entire life. This dog may get a little dramatic, and also it's a Shiba. And the owner was like, has everyone heard a Shiba scream? And they're like, no, what's that? Smaller dogs are very dramatic like that. And if you guys look, I'm flicking my wrist. I'm not like, revving the dog up. And by the way, Miami, LA, they've been back and forth, but these guys have dedicated so much to helping this dog get better. What you see is not just what you see. They've traveled very far. They've spent lots of money. They're very dedicated dog owners. And so we need to take this very seriously because they really need help, right? It's causing a lot of stress in their life. It's not just, I got a small little dog that's kind of reactive and bratty. No, these guys have put a lot of work, a lot of time and dedication into this to make sure that the dog doesn't live a life of stress. And so we're getting pressure for the first time. And I want you to watch the correction if it does happen again. I'm virtually taking my wrists and I'm doing this. So with a dog like this, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're just flicking the wrist. So Will, just come up, not all the way, but just walk towards us again. Yes, good job, baby. Good decision. One more time, Will. Yes. Seeing that? Good. Here, I'll give you this for a second. That was really good work because she's now going like, okay, maybe he's not that bad, but whoa. And that's okay. We're just getting to the surface here. just scratching that a bit. One more time, walk back, and then again. Good girl, good job. If you want to lean down and pay her, yeah. Yay, good. You can give her the whole thing. Yeah, good. Yes, thank you, Will. Very good work. Nice job. I want you to just see the equation here. Guy gets up, oh crap, I can't deal with this. Bark, 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 bark. And then I'm like, all right, Will, go ahead. And then she's like, well, no, not this guy. Correction. Ah! Okay, I'm fine. Treat. Will comes back. Bark, bark, correction. Oh my God. Treat. So she had an opportunity to make a better decision. She doesn't hate Will. She was just like, I don't know what to do here. And then we said, nope, that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. And then Will came up and she's like, well, what do I? Oh, click. And that gave us an opportunity to help her think. Heel. Yes, good. Good. So watch this engagement I'm creating, okay? Heel. Good. Yes, good. Yeah, atta girl, good job. And just so you guys know, I have beef liver treats and I'm only heel. Yes, good, nice work. Heel. Yes, good girl. Very good. Heel. Yes, good girl. Giving her a little bit. So she may get 2 treats this whole time. Maybe. Heel. Yes, good girl. Oh, she's like, give me the freaking thing. Good. Good. Heel. You just ignore her too. Good girl. So I'm paying her for looking at me. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Look what she did 15 minutes ago. Dragged right over on the harness. Now she's like, what do you want me to do next? But also, look at the pressure, right? How much am I using the collar? But if I need it, it's there. Good girl. Just don't look at her, okay? Yes, So we're not choking, right? And we're not pulling. She's yielding to that pressure. Yes, good girl. Okay, I want you to start heeling around, Sarah. So just back and forth here, take your time. And when you're correcting with the leash and prong, it's just a pop. How you feeling?
I'm a little nervous, but
Okay.
this is like the closest she's been to a dog in her room, so it's pretty awesome.
Feel good? Okay. Inside turn right into her. Good, release your pressure a little bit. She's a little short, there you go, stop. Pressure. So when she gets there and crosses that line, you're gonna give a little bit of pressure. Now, here's the interesting thing. She's sensitive and she's gonna go, oh, he's not. So you're gonna add a little bit of pressure and we're gonna add a little bit more flick to him. Inside turn, stop. Good, now this time don't touch the leash. Just move forward and stop. Okay, walk slow, stop. Boom, magic, very good.
Good girl.
Well done, here, pay her for that.
girl.
You guys see that? Front row seats, you guys see that? Back row seats? Perfect. She's doing so well. For a sassy, dramatic dog, she's killing it. And you're killing it, Sarah. You're doing so good.
I know, my heart's racing right now.
Don't.
It's like,
don't be racy.
it's like a big fear
Slow
of
it down.
mine, so.
So look, she just doesn't know what to do. She came into a room and she's like, screw everybody in here. And we're like, ah, shit, what do we do with this? Now you're like, hey, quit the shit, calm down, listen to me. And that's where you're gonna start getting a well-behaved dog. You're gonna get less stress. You're not gonna have stress. She's not gonna have stress. And the little tiny like, oh shitness that you're getting with the corrections is gonna go away.
We tried a couple of trainers, but I don't think they were really focused on the reactivity. Now I know it comes from a fear. So what we got is a different dog that started here. He was really fearful, which I wasn't expecting. For Tom to be able to tell us what's driving the reactivity. So if you know what the cause is, you can then find the right tools to help deal with the symptoms. So now I'm not as scared. Whereas before I was worried about taking Harley out, whereas now I'm not. So thank you very much, all of you.
This is my first seminar and I'm so glad that it's Tom's as well. So I like how he's so diverse and he treats every dog as a different case. So he You know, not every dog is the same, and that is the biggest lesson everyone needs to understand about dogs and canines. And the way he communicates with the client as well is really important, because every person understands things differently, so does every dog. So I think for me, and the words he used and the communication was a big deal. Stuff like that, yeah. I'm so happy he came to the United Kingdom. Thank you.
The biggest benefit probably from this was gaining more confidence for myself and him. At the end, he was just able to chill. Like, he literally nearly fell asleep, I'm pretty sure. Like, with all the dogs around him, which is like mind-blowing. He was able to control himself, because sometimes you're asking, like, is he going to be like this forever? Like, can he help himself? Like, that's the questions you're asking, and this really showed us that he really can. He's a great dog, basically. I think I'm just super excited to walk past dogs, like challenge myself. So like today, like my confidence curve is like this. It was like, oh, he walked past the dog, all right, let's try another one. And it was like, it's like, you know, there's a vicious cycle, and it's like, oh, it's bad. Sorry, he's reacted to a dog, I'm not going to take him anymore. This is like a positive cycle. It's like the opposite. It's like, oh, he's great with this dog, I'm now going to take him to the next dog. And it's like reinforcing itself, just because I'm being more confident, he's being more confident, and we're just going up all the way. It was when I got Draco, and he kind of started getting reactive at 6 months old. And that was literally the time when I subscribed to Tom, and I would watch all of his videos. And I realised he had a UK tour last year, and I was like, I just wish he would do one this year. So I commented on one of his videos. I was like, can you do a UK tour, please? I'm not even joking. Next day, I see this, like, I don't know if it's one of his videos, he got a little announcement. It was like, I'm coming to the UK. Oh, I'm straight on that. But even though I know Tom is like, I've watched all of his videos, I've seen miracles happen. But I was still a little bit unsure about whether we were going to get any results, because I know that we've sent him to residentials with super good reviews and not got any results. We've worked with every tool, and I was just like, I'm very unsure. I don't want to have false hope, but this has just really gone above and beyond what we were expecting for him to have achieved. And I say that with all my heart, like, thank you so much to Tom and the team. It was super good. Honestly, all the dogs there were so varied in what they needed and how their temperaments were. But I can safely say I've observed huge improvements in all of them. So I think any problems, I had doubts. You shouldn't have doubts, basically. Like, it's good. You will get something out of it, for sure.
It was a very great and good experience. Why? Because you learn a lot. You see a lot of different type of dogs, so you can see how every dog reacts or responds. And Tom is a very good storyteller, so that's what I like. And I'm a dog trainer as well, so for me it's very important to see just the different types of training you can use for a dog. We especially came over from the Netherlands because we don't have these type of trainers a lot in our country. So it was a privilege to meet Tom. So we're not able to use a prong collar or an e-collar, but it's very nice that Tom also explains how you can work your way through it. So that's what I like from these training sessions. And what I also like about this seminar is that you see the different type of dog, but also the different tools Tom uses. So that's good to watch. It's also nice that it's a safe environment for the people who come over, so they can work their way with their dog. Because I think a lot of times people feel not safe to go to seminars like this, because they are, frightened that they maybe people will laugh at them or anything else. But no, it's very, very good to see that this is a nice environment to train.
Safe place.
Yeah, safe place. Yeah.
We are not divided, we combine. So we said, we're going to this seminar because we want to learn and we want to empower each other. So that's why we said, okay, Tom is a good storyteller, as Riet told, and the training he uses is make connection with the people and the dogs and build a bridge, and that's how we feel.
Yeah,
how we feel it. Yeah.
It's great to hear.
I don't want to say that we're leaving this with a new dog, because she's still our Barley, but she can be her best self now, and that's really incredible. Like, the reason we brought her is because she is small, and a lot of people don't think that just because the dog is small, they can't do much damage. So you don't necessarily think that it's extremely, needed to correct the behaviors. But because she is so small, our fear is that she will get herself hurt. This is a very emotional thing for me, because we're really ultimately doing it to give her the best life possible, and so she can be herself, and we also don't have to feel so fearful. When we first got her, we kind of decided, like, this is our life. We can't do anything, we can't go anywhere, nobody can come over. This is what we've gotten ourselves into, and that's that. But after day 1 and day 2, like, she has made leaps and bounds. It's incredible, the change that I've seen, and it's amazing. And I mean, I don't have any words. I'm still speechless from yesterday. Like,
I thought it was one of the most insightful things. I know that he mentioned earlier that you could watch YouTube videos like on repeat and repeat, but seeing it in person is completely different. Today, I think also knowing that there's a mixture of trainers in there as well, the way Tom dissects the information, the behaviours and the languages he uses, it's evident that's universal, the way he communicates to everyone. It's simplified, but it's also very informative almost.
Yeah, just gets to the point. I'm a bit speechless, like, I don't want to come on too strong, but you'll hear it. It's like seeing, like Marie says, it's like seeing on the videos, you see the start and the finish, and then it's like, obviously there's production involved, but you can see the real life change, but actually seeing it happen during the day, like for example the little dog we were just speaking to, it's amazing to see them work through, and it's not even like you work through for like 3 hours like drilling something. You can just make this tiny little change. It's just an attitude change, just the presence with you and the dog, and that's almost all it is. And sometimes it takes speaking to someone that's experienced to just soak that in. Like, you can have it explained on an email or a text or on a poster, but when you just have that transfer with a person, there's something about it, and it's hard to put into words. It's just really good.
I think that Tom started today with that he's always a student, and I think that's why he's able to grow and be so versatile, and I take that away massively. I think if you come with an ego thinking you know everything, you're never gonna kind of get better. And yes, Tom's grown, and he had new tricks to do today, and he handled different dogs differently to he did last year, because we've got different dogs and because he's always learning. And I think that inspires me to be like that, and to kind of come and be versatile enough to handle all these different dogs in different ways. Especially in the UK, there's camps, so there's like positive only, there's balanced, and then there's the other end, and everybody puts themselves in a camp. And I think by admitting that you can learn something from every camp, every angle, because I think if we're all at war with each other, the dogs suffer. And I think if we can all just be humble enough to kind of go, I can learn something from you and you can learn something from me, and we'll just work with whatever dog we've got in front of us. The thing that's going to benefit is the dogs. We need to stop kind of putting ourselves first, and I think that's what Tom does. He has great friends that are positive, that handle positively. He's got balanced trainer friends and everything, and I just think he encompasses what we should really aim for as trainers.
So I've had an interest in dog behaviour for a really long time. I've worked in rescue for about 10 years. And a lot of the rescues I work in had the positive only kind of spin to them. And I actually started researching Tom's work and Will's work and other trainers because I met someone who was using tools and I wanted to prove them wrong. And I found that the more I researched it, the more I was actually in the wrong, and it's opened up a lot of doors for me. I've been working with dogs for such a long time, and I try and keep a student mentality. There's always more you can learn. Every dog I meet teaches me something new. But what I like about seminars like this and following Tom online and Will online as well is they are where all of us aim to be, and they're so open about like their recipe. You know, it's not like a secret recipe. They want everybody to do as well, and I think they've got the right approach that, you know, the more dog trainers there are that are doing this well, the more dogs are going to be helped. And I think that shines through that, you know, it's not about money for them, it's not about ego, it is still at its core about helping dogs.
So I've watched Tom on YouTube for probably about 18 months. We had our own story with our own dog, which was really challenging. And since discovering Tom, absorbing his knowledge and skill and watching him work dogs just on YouTube, and then applying that to my own dog has enabled me as part of a pathway to then develop my own business and be a full-time dog trainer now. So Tom was instrumental in sort of lighting that fire within myself to understand dog behaviour, how to deliver sessions to clients now, and yeah, just that message that he gives across is really strong and really powerful, and something that I've taken a huge amount of inspiration from. So yeah, thank you, Tom, for allowing me to do what I do now.
Like how he says, like his unique selling point, I guess, is that how his ability to explain that to the owner and communicate with the owner, because it's great if he's great with the dog, but then if he can't tell the owner how to do that, then it's pointless, right? So yeah, being able to watch him and how he does that and how he reads the dogs were awesome, especially some of the dogs with their behavioural things. He's talking about like the small details about his tail and his ears and how the dog moves. It was really cool to watch.
What I loved about him was his very different style. He was hands off and he coaches the owners, and he actually said that a few times, and I thought that is what makes him fantastic. He is training the owner, not the dog, because the dog, it doesn't matter what he does with the dog, he will get the dog moving amazing, but the owner's got to go home and then they're stuck with the same problem. So I loved that. So even that, I just soaked it in like a sponge, and he's got a magic way with people, and he brings that right across. He's very open-minded with every tool that he uses, and I really loved it.
You're most excited to bring home and start working on right away, or apply to other dogs? Like
everything.
Save me, I'm lost. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for you. I'll pay any cost.
Yes, thank you for continuing to do what you do, because you're a huge inspiration. Thank you. I am doing what I love doing now, and I learned so much from you, and you helped me do that, so thank you.
Yeah, man. I love to hear that. That's great.
Thank you.
This is my art. This is my art. This is my canvas. And I'm like, I am really happy with this. It's a beautiful art to me.
Where are we going?
I think we're going to London.
London, we're on.
We're
Get
going.
ready. We are coming. Tom Davis International.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still have it like that.
You kidding me?
No, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone press will hear the ladies sing. Act like you know Rico. I know
when you're gonna slow down, Fred.
No, touch them up and go. Oh, cha-cha-ching-ching. Here come the hot stepper.
Here's the little baby ears.
Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still have it like that.
Do it! Freddie, do it. If it's so easy, you're
not going to do it.
I'm gonna do it if you do it.
Promise?
Promise.
How you doing?
I've worked through colds. I've worked through flus. I've worked through broken bones. I've worked through pulled out backs. I've worked through being tired.
Wait, go back to broken bones.
Broken bones. I've worked through hangovers. If I don't eat food, forget it. You might as well just fucking lay me back to bed. happier than a pig in you know what.
Mm-hmm.